Hello there, you beautiful people, and welcome to this video where we're going to be doing the final step of setting up your Ubuntu installation inside the virtual machine. Now, I should say that if you do get any errors in this process, like, it says the virtual machine crashes, just go over here in VirtualBox, click on Settings, System, and drag this bar a bit lower down into the green, okay? Just to give your host computer just that bit more memory in case it needs it, okay? So that's just in case that happens, but don't worry if it does. Nothing's gone wrong. Just close it, reduce that bar down to the green, and then try again, okay? But what we're going to do now is we're going to open in VirtualBox, we're going to click Start on our Ubuntu virtual machine, and what this is going to do is it's going to open up an imaginary computer inside our computer. So this is super awesome, and this is the actual process that you would have to go through if you wanted to install Ubuntu for real as the only operating system on an actual computer. So what's opening up now is called a virtual machine. It's an imaginary computer inside our computer that thinks you're installing an operating system on it because we're booting from that live CD, okay? So or that imaginary disk file that we downloaded in the last video. So what we're going to have to do now is we're just going to have to install Ubuntu on this imaginary computer, and it's a really easy process. As you can see, it's opened up now, and it's going to give us two options. It's going to say try Ubuntu or install Ubuntu. I'm going to go ahead and what I want you to do is click install Ubuntu, but make sure you pick whatever language you would like from the side here. I'm just going to keep it with English, and then click install Ubuntu. Okay, so with that, it's going to give you some extra options here. Tick both of these boxes. This one is going to allow it to download some updates while installing Ubuntu, and this is going to install third-party software such as Wi-Fi hardware, MP3 players, and other stuff, just to make your experience a bit more complete and make your virtual machine just have a few more features than it would otherwise. So go ahead and tick both those boxes and then click continue. And then it's going to give us some other options to play with on the next screen. This bit's taking a little bit of time. There we go. It's saying the computer currently has detected no operating systems. What would you like to do? Well, just have erase disk and install Ubuntu. Go ahead and click install now. It's going to say, do you want to write the changes? Just click continue. That's perfectly fine. And now it's going to ask you, whereabout in the world are you? Now, this is just for time zone purposes, and you can click on different areas depending on what you might where you might be. If you've got the US over here, but I'm in the UK, so I'm just going to click there, and it's going to. And actually, I want to have London as my time zone. So there we are. It says London, and I'm going to click continue. And now it's going to ask you for your keyboard layout. Mine's English UK, so I'm gonna click English UK, and that's going to be fine for me. But you can actually, if I just go back, you can test your keyboard layout by clicking Detect Keyboard Layout and typing one of these keys. So if I press Y in there, and then another one, and then is that present? No, it's not. It'll figure out for me which keyboard I should be using, and then it will help me out. Pick it like that, but I can just also select it from the list. It's up to you. English UK is fine for me. You just go ahead and pick whatever's good for you, then click continue. And then it's asking you for your username. So I'm going to put Ziad as my username. It's going to ask me for a computer name. It can automatically generate that, but I'm going to call mine VB for VirtualBox. Picking a username, Ziad, and then it's going to ask me for a password. So I'm going to enter a password. It says it's a weak password. Don't judge me, Ubuntu. It's a fantastic password. So there we are. We've entered that, and it says require a password to log in. Keep that checked. And that's all you really need to do. But make sure you do remember this password, because it will come very useful throughout the course, and if you want to use your virtual machine and not be locked out. So do remember that one. Then click continue. And now what it's going to do is it's going to go about installing all of Ubuntu onto this virtual machine, and it's telling you've got some information about Ubuntu here. It says fast and full of new features, the latest version of Ubuntu makes computing easier than ever. Here are just a few cool new things to look out for, and you can click on this arrow, and it says find even more software. Say goodbye to having to search the web for new software. With access to the Ubuntu software store, you can find and install new apps with ease. Just type in what you're looking for, or explore categories such as science, education, and games, all alongside helpful reviews from other users. Awesome. You can take your music with you. Ubuntu comes with the amazing Rhythmbox music player. With advanced playback options, it's simple to queue up the perfect songs. And it works great with CDs and portable music players, so you can enjoy all your music wherever you go. Wonderful. And you can keep clicking through these things. So there's stuff about photos, web browsing. So it already comes with Firefox, for example. And it also comes with its own suite of Office software. So basically similar software to Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, and so on, all come for free. And they can also work with Microsoft Office files, so that's useful. You've got other things here, so accessibility options. If you need any particular accessibility options when you use your computer, they also are included as well, and you can have them. And it tells you about some help and support from the Ubuntu team. So what this is doing is it's basically just going to install loads of software on your computer. It's going to do a full install of Ubuntu, and it might take a bit of time depending upon just how quick your computer is at installing stuff, really. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the video here, and then I'm going to come back when this installation has finished to continue the rest of the way. Okay, and I am back, and you can see that the installation is now complete. It says you need to restart the computer in order to use the new installation. So I'm going to click Restart Now, and that should shut down the virtual machine. Just like that. And it says to remove the installation medium, please remove the installation medium, then press Enter. So I'm going to press Enter. And that should now start booting up the Ubuntu virtual machine again, but this time without having to install it anymore. So let's wait for this to open. Very exciting. And there we go. It's now popped up. It said, here's my username, which is Ziad. I can click on that. I can enter my password and click Enter, or click Sign In. And it's going to show me this rather awesome looking hacker stuff. And there we are. We've now gone ahead and successfully installed Ubuntu on our virtual machine. So isn't that awesome? What we've got here, you can see you've got the Firefox browser installed. You've got Rhythmbox, which is like a music player. You've got Files, which is like your file navigator. We'll be using this quite a bit in the course. You've got folders installed here. You've got Software Center, which is going to be a way for you to download extra software. We won't use this directly in the course, but it's there in case you wanted to browse and have a look at. You can browse through cool little add-ons you can have a look at here, and there's so much to do. You've got up here, you've got your different settings and stuff. You can take a look at your settings, and really what I want you to do is I just want you to have a play around with this stuff. It works. It's just a computer, guys, okay? Things are just laid out in a different way, but it's not going to be too strange compared to what you're already used to. Things might have a few different names. One thing that's good is this Show Applications button down here, which when you click that, it'll open up in a rather awesome way, showing you some applications that are installed that you can click on and have a look at. So you've got Thunderbird, which is like an email client, Videos, which shows you videos, games in here such as Mahjong. You've got LibreOffice, which is like Microsoft Office, a calculator because maths. You've also got text editors and loads of really awesome things on here. Okay, so one thing that we're going to be making a lot of use of course, is the terminal, which is what you guys came here to learn. So with that all set up, and once you've got yourself comfortable with this, it only should take you about 5 minutes or so. It's really easy to get used to. What we want to do in the next video is get you started learning how to use commands. And when it says here, updated software has been issued, do you want to install it now? Sure, go ahead. Just go ahead and click install now and wait for that installation process to complete. It should sort itself out on its own. Ask you for your password. Go ahead and enter that. Just give it some permission to go ahead and do the installation. And yeah, you should have a fully updated and ready to go system for learning Linux on. And when you are ready, all you've got to do every time you want to launch this is just head over into VirtualBox and then just click start, and it will boot up this imaginary computer. So there you are completely ready to go. So I look forward to seeing you in the next section of the course, where we're going to start you off by learning how to use the terminal. Can't wait to show you. Glad you're all set up, so I'll see you in the next video.